Hayi nibancane nonke lana anizulazi leculo ebengilicula. Ngiyalazi. Hamba kahle inkosi benawe. Sohlala sinawe enhliziyweni zethu. Zethu zibuhlungu ngawe, sohlala kakuhle side sibonane. Ngiyabonga. Umndeni wakaMlambo nakaNgcobo nazo zonke ihlobo zakhona, ngimi la phambi kwenu with mixed feelings. Bengazi ukuthi ngizoma la, kodwa ke inkosi ikhombile ukuthi kufanele kube umina omala. Ngimi phezu kwamagama amabili egameni lakwaMthande la usisikhosi nginokurelata nalesi sihloko engisinikiwe ukuthi angikhulumele phezu kwaso ukhosi as a community and an elder person's advocate. Bese ke ngimela nomndeni wami nesiqu sami. Yes indeed, Sisikhosi was a community worker and a nurse, a community nurse. She led a life with love. She let love lead her. Inethemba ukuthi uthando, when it leads, when it led her, abantu ababeseduze kwakhe njengathi nabanye, we learned something. I'll tell you ukuthi ngihlangane phi noSisikhosi. Ngihlangane naye eSt John's, isakwandu sando kwakhiwa eSt John's Checkers. Baphusha itroli noSisilizi athi sisisa sikhulumela lengane. Kangisemusha ke ngaleso sikhathi njengamanje I think I'm the oldest person la endlini. Bangimise sikhulume athi sifuna sijoyine. Kukhona i-organization esifuna ukuyiqala yokwenza i-community work, bayixoxe le ndaba. And it resonated with me. Ngoba ngikhule nogogo, both my gogos, my maternal and my paternal gogo, they were there when I grew up. He understand again. And then he calls me to a meeting. In that initial meeting, bekukhona yena Sisilizi, a lady who is now passed, Nancy Naip, who was a social worker, Yakwatafta, Edna Mbesa, who has just passed, may her soul rest in peace, Doris Hlubi, and the others. In this meeting, he related experience yakhe nama discussions yakhe in some meetings that our hambayo to do with authorities. I think it was the welfare board, something like that. And nokuthi as community health nurses, what they were encountering endleleni emakhayeni. There were these nurses zaqala ezazisavakashela amakhaya. Lawo manesi aphela. She worked for City Health, as it has been mentioned before. In that meeting, she told us about the plight of the elderly people. Specifically those elderly people who live in their own homes. Because abase mahome, they are being catered for. And she said, these people need love, and they need our love. Okay, cutting a long story short. In Nyanga Zahamba, we then formed an organization and registered it. And she said herself, ikamala lenhlangano ke umuthande umuntu omdala. Umthande umuntu omdala, love an old person. Wathi umuntu omdala mayiselambile noma egula unjani udinga uthando lwethu ngabanye ngabanye. We formed and registered this organization because it was time, the apartheid at the height of it. Zikhona zonke igceme, kukhona kwaZulu, kukhona delegates, kukhona this and that, yonke le nyaka nyaka eyayikhona. We were registered ke kwathiwa i-area of operation yethu is Claremont, Chesterville and Lamontville, because that was South Africa. We couldn't go to the other areas. Well, there was nothing we could do about that at that point in time. So uNancy Knight, they were meeting together now. I think they served in the same board, a layer welfare board. So Nancy then became part of Umutande because we didn't have a person who's a social worker. Sisko's is a nurse, I'm a nurse. Sislizi worked as a community person at Darkonia. Doris Thubi was a health educator from City Health, Durban City Health Department. So when we started this organization, the name has been given, and we were given strict instruction. This organization is not political, it's apolitical. Umdala mdala, namplight yake iyafana all over, noma ngabe weliphi iqembu. Or one person that I forget to mention who was there was a lady called Mamugeti Ngubane. And that Mamugeti happened to be a councillor, eNingizimu Council. Yes. So, and Mamugeti happened to have been a member of the IFP. And we all became very sensitive. We are a younger person. At that time. I'm sure Kuma parameters the youth league I was not even 35 at that time. Yeah. So sasebenza sayikala le organization. We worked with lots of organizations and lots of people who were well seasoned. They were all influenced, who had been through the machinery YWCA. Oh Mamu Zamazulu, oh Mrs. Mqadi, oh abanye basegula ngisabakhumbula amagama abo, oh Mamu Kabinde, no Mrs. Banbani was Lamontville. So to mention just organizations that we became involved with, besides DSD and Darkonia, you remember Sicily was coming from Darkonia. When we started the organization, Singenali office, I was the first worker yakwamthanda. As they met me as checkers, they said, look, bukalana, it was in the meeting, siyasebenza sonke, wena usebenzi. We suggest you the organization. It made sense to me. They were all established in jobs, being a pension that they were looking forward to. And me now was between these, I think was few months old. I was between making a family in Limusha Fute Clermont. Yes. So, sasebenza. Kwaba khona i-Catholic Women's League. Langaphela isentence singakhulumile nge-Catholic Women's League. We knew yonke into eyenzeke e-Catholic Women's League. Ama-developments akhona, we embrace them. I-YWCA sengiyimembile. I-YWCA, when also singena office, I used to move with my books, with my 2 books enganginazo. Either ngiye YWCA, ngihlala phansi kwaThanda isigodi. Ngibuye ngihambe ngiye kaSisilizi maye nama clients. You remember it was the years when people were coming back, ama families of people who were exiled, and some of them were coming back. There was a lot of activity, so you need to give space ukuthi bakwazi uconsulta ngendlela. Mangenjalo, I moved to Mrs. Cele's office in Council of Churches. Wayesebenzela Council of Churches khona la. So we networked a lot. NeTafta, nangokuthi our next office saba thathwa kwaTafta. NakaSibusisiwe, we worked with Sibusisiwe Child and Family Welfare wase Clermont. Izgeshen eLamontville. We worked with those organizations. Later, mase sifike South Africa entsha. Sasebenza noNozala bas embrace. Nozala Investment, the trust yakhona. Sasebenza no Afripac, who were members of Nozala. Today is a company called Constantia. We tribute that konke ukuthi it was the influence of uSisikhosi ukuze sikwazi ukunetwork ngalo hlobo. Sasebenza no Strauss Daily helped us to initiate a program we called Yama Wheels. We encourage ogogo ukuthi ababhale ama-will abo, whatever they have, so that you stop into abantwana belwa ngezindlu noma whatever amafa abanawo. So Strauss Days came in and helped that. We also had standing, I'm talking around these companies or these organizations to see if any influence kaSisikhosi kuthina was strong governance. Sasinama auditors or Castledine and Castledine. Later on, some move to Maharaj, and I think our next phase should be getting ama auditors, ama Africa, because we also want to demonstrate ebantwini abasha ukuthi nezinto siyakwazi ukuzenzela sisodwa. We also became involved when the gender-based issues and the violence against older people, when we get our people being, the young people, when they get children and they still want to go and jumpa outside, they leave the children, some of the gogos. That incident was happening in Lamontville when a gogo was slaughtered by young people. A reporter emaphoyiseni ukuthi hayi nangu umntwana bamshiyile kanye, and they say we are target. You know, it's a worldwide thing leyo nje ukuthi abantu abadala mawubusisekile wakhula wafika uNkulunkulu ekugcinile.
Remembering Mam Mlambo there, and that's how we say goodbye. Thank you for watching and staying with us.